All right, everybody. I'm working on the 34 Chevy truck, trying to figure out the wood kit and get everything straight and unracked. And it looks almost like you've got to put the entire truck together. As you can see, put the roof on, and then roof is all over the place, every angle you can imagine. All right, let me give you a quick look and I'll show you around. All right, so I've got the roof on, but you have to put everything is sort of held on with clamps, and you have to almost assemble the truck and get the truck completely straight with the sheet metal, and then adjust the wood. But you can look, well, it's hard to see, but you can look all the way through the cab from the back here and see the light, and you can see this angle from here, this piece going across. Well, that's the front of the roof, and it's like this over here, and it's real thin over in here when you line it up with this roof line right here. So I think the back is straight, but it's off, I think, 1/4 of an inch over here tall when this whole frame was put together. And 1/4 inch wouldn't be much, but because it's off 1/4 inch over here, it's messing it up over here. So this thing is a game, man. You got to get things absolutely straight, up and down, sideways, and every angle you can imagine, but you can't do it without putting the sheet metal on. Now I'm putting the door on. It's just held on with clamps, and I've got the door line right here. That's pretty decent. So I am going to pretend that this is good, straight, which I think it is. Now the door is straight to here, to the cab, but now I need to get the roof straight to the top of the door. And the wood was a 1/2 inch too tall over here where it went up inside the cab, and back here, that 1/4 inch that I said it's a little tall, that's messing it up over here on the top. So I've got to straighten this piece out up here on the wood, and then so I got to take everything apart, plane it, and then put everything back together. You can see the gap here. It's pretty big, and then as you come over here, it gets a little tight. So everything's got to go forwards. I'll tell you, man, I'm going to be working on this thing and adjusting it for a while. But this is where we are. It took a little bit to get the dashboard. I used the dashboard as a straight edge tool because it had good sides, big wide sides, and that held everything, from racking this way or that way. So that straightened these bars out once I clamped them together, and I put 1 or 2 little screws in them. So I know the front windshield should be straight as far as up and down goes. Now I got to figure out everything else. So right now, this is where we are. I had to take the rear pieces out. These pieces here, I had them in, but I had to take them out to get the cab and the door straight. Then I'll install them back in here, and we'll see what we can do here. But it's just a matter of cutting and shaving and sanding and a little bit of everything. But it looks like one big giant mess. Yeah, so it's luckily I've got some sheet metal, enough sheet metal that I can use the sheet metal as patterns to make it straight. So if the sheet metal's straight, then the truck will be straight. So yeah, it's sort of strange, but that's the way you got to do it. You got to do it backwards. You put the outside of the truck on, and then fix the frame that holds the sheet metal. So it's hard to explain, but there's no measuring you can do without the sheet metal. So this is where we are, and I'll give you an update once I get a little further along and we can see what the heck's going on here. All right, so this was complicated to do this video because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'm just going to keep playing with it and trying to get it straight, because it's you know, I had a lot of trouble with the Ford, but I sort of took it apart and I knew what to expect. This, I am just grabbing pieces off the floor and throwing them at the truck and hoping they go there, and then I gotta hope it sort of fits enough where I can figure out what to do next. So that's where we are. So I'm gonna get back to work and make some sawdust. All right, later guys.